Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and yes, it's another World of Fail. A bit overdue this one actually, so I thought I'd get it done. And happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. It's also my little girl's birthday today as well, so I'd basically just about done this video beforehand so that I can, well, spend the day with my little girl and with my wife as well, and spend the evening with my lovely wife. So I hope you're all having a good Valentine's Day. And I hope you all enjoy this video. Right, well here we are, first match. I'm in the Ripper, as you can see there, Tier 5 American Premium Medium. That's probably my first mistake in this match. But this one is really a team fail. Now, as you can see, I'm the only one that's come up to the northwest corner, which I really shouldn't have done. You know, I was hoping somebody was going to join me. And when they didn't, I should have backed off and got in a more defensible position, closer to the allied tanks, and just hoped and prayed that we could actually just pull it off. Really coming up here on my own is a bit of a death sentence. But yeah, just watch the team. We're 2 down already. We're what, minute and a half in? Nope, not even a minute and a half in, and 4 down. 5 down. 6 down. Is it going to be 7 before a minute and a half in? No, 6 down and a minute and a half in. And they all sort of piled down towards the corner of Fail, which, when there's an RT in play, it's a very dangerous place to be. When there's 4 RT in play, well, as you can see by what just happened there, it's pretty much suicidal. And I think the only way you can actually survive down there is a rock that provides a small amount of RT cover, but not really. It's a very difficult situation when there's 4 RT in play, especially when you start in the spawn that we did, because you have pretty much got open ground. At least if you start at the other spawn, you can stay around the corner a little bit and keep yourself out of the way of RT somewhat. But yeah, it's a bad corner down there when RT's in play. Oh yeah, we're 8 down now. So yeah, it's not gone very well. In fact, we might have been more down than that when a minute and a half went. Was I losing count? But anyway, I've not encountered too much around here, just that little light tank. Oh, there's an AT2. No, we're down. Wow. Yeah, we're down to, what, the last 6 of us. Fantastic. And I just had to save this match. This one is pre-update, as you can see there by the radar. Well, by the minimap, should I say. But things have not gone well, down to the last 3 of us. Oh dear. And we've killed 1. So I'm assuming one of those light tanks was a suicide. I've not really got much to do. I mean, basically, my thinking was I don't quite know how I'm going to take on the entire team on my own. But if I don't get rid of RT, then I don't, you know, I've got less chance than I do normally, and that isn't much against that many tanks. And unfortunately, I can't afford to stop moving, because if I do, they'll just zero in and I'm gone, and this is not very good at firing on the move, as you can see. Managed to take down 1. Let's see if I can get the Sexton too. Oh dear. See, I had to pull back a bit because I've zeroed in, but no. I got hit by 2 RT at the same time and ammo racked. So yeah, not very well. Now, I've left this part of the results screen on, just so you can see how much. Yeah, 495 damage, that's all I did. I came top in that match on my team, so yeah, you can see how well the rest of the team did. Anyway, here we are. I'm in the AMX ELC. This is post-update, as you can see, because I'm in the ELC and I only bought it back after the update. And this was one of the first couple of 3 matches I think I played after rebuying it. And I've got a crap crew in here. They're still not very good. In fact, they've still not even got 1 skill on them yet. I've not been out in it much, to be honest. I need to get training them up. But yeah, no skills. And I don't even think I've got equipment on it. I was actually saving my money up for something and being a bit tight, so I don't think there's any equipment on here, or if there is, I think it might be a gun lane drive, although not entirely sure. Yeah, I don't think I've got any. Anyway, doing a bit of a scouting run. It's a small enough and quick enough target that if you do get seen on a level like this with so many bumps, you can quite often use that terrain to get away, you know, scot-free. Sometimes it doesn't quite work. Now, I know I'd been spotted. I know there was stuff looking at me, and instead of just backing off, I'm basically just going for the damage, which was the worst thing I could have done. I should have just backed off, and yeah, done. T-37 set me on fire just a split second before the tiger hit me, and yeah, burnt the last couple of health away. But hey ho, anyway, here we are for another one. I'm in the T-30, Tier 9 American tank destroyer. I'm not sure what tier match is. It looks like a Tier 9 from what's in here. Yeah, Tier 7. It's definitely a Tier 9 match. And we're on Fjords. And, well, in this match, it's impatience that gets the better of me. Again. Yeah, I've done that before. We'll probably do it again. Just sometimes, yeah, that impatience does just tempt me into doing things that I probably shouldn't do, and if I'd have waited a few more seconds I'd have been alright. And this is one of those matches. Now, while I'm on the way there, I didn't get a third video up yesterday. I just couldn't quite do it. I didn't quite have the time to push a third video out yesterday, so I do apologise, but I did get the one up that should have gone up Sunday, and I did get the map one up, so I hope that's helped you guys out. I've still not been on that map yet, but then again, I've not been on World of Tanks today at all, so hopefully I might get it tomorrow. I'm looking forward to going on it. But back to this match. The team, they seem to have spread quite well. You know, they're all sort of lined up. I know that I'm on my own here, but not many tanks make a push down this valley anymore. They used to. You know, I remember last year, and it does sound crazy, yeah, it's going back a few months since anybody's really done it, but I do remember quite often there'd be a sort of strong push through this valley and around to the south, and quite often there is still sort of a strong push around the south, but not through this valley, and normally a top tier tank destroyer or top tier heavy that's got, you know, good armour or can go hull down like this can hold that point against whatever comes here, while some of your team go around the south to try and deal with anything there. You know, and these are the other guys up in the north as well, but impatience getting the better of me. I didn't think anything was coming here. I pushed forwards, and I'm getting a good spanking because of it. Yep. The Rheinmetall Borsig, I think, was the first thing that hit me. Something else did, and yeah, it just went from bad to worse, unfortunately. So, be more patient is the moral of that story. Anyway, Erlenberg. I'm in the British Bulldog. I'm top tier as well, which is nice. So, I was expecting that I could have a pretty damn good game in this when it's top tier. It's quite a nice tank, a bit of angle to it, and you can bounce quite a lot of shots. Decent rate of fire, decent pen, decent damage. You know, not the best of any of those, but good nonetheless. And with the, you know, the good armour, that when you, like I say, when you're top tier, you can bounce a lot of shots. If you know what you're doing in this, you can have a fantastic game. Now, that should have been the first sign that something was going to go probably not quite right in this game. The fact that our scout just killed themselves. I am getting a bit of a shove across here by somebody. This is after the update, so it does make a bit of a difference. Not much, but it does make a bit. It makes more of a difference than it did do before. But we're the only two going over here. And, you know, I mean, you probably know yourselves from Erlenberg, you can't put all, well, it's like any map, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You know, you can't put all your tanks in one direction. And unfortunately, all but me, the medium behind me, and the arty, just down at the bottom of the map there, yeah, we're the only ones that have come this way. And there is normally a fair old push through this castle from anybody sort of spawning from the north, because you know, it's a good position. It's a fairly decent position. the hill just beyond it is good for anybody coming, you know, for attacking anybody coming up here. And well, the enemy team have taken advantage of that, and unfortunately we're the only ones that are trying to stop it. And I'm taking a bit of a kick in. I've angled myself, but I needed to take out that M4 because if he got around the side of me, I was stuffed. And unfortunately, with that many things shooting at me, I didn't have a chance. I'd been tracked, I couldn't move, and I couldn't angle against all of them. So yeah, our valiant defence of that flank went up in flames, as it quite often does. And Jingles does give out some very good advice. It doesn't matter if you're doing it wrong, as long as you're all doing it wrong together. Anyway, moving on. I'm in the Ziska. I think it's I think it was a tier 8 match, I see. And yeah, Scorpion Pass. And obviously the mistake in the last one was going out on that flank more or less on my own. I mean, we had good intentions, me and that medium, but we just weren't enough. There was a very strong push from the enemy team through there, and that was it. And I do try, you know, and sort of tell you what my mistake was, or what I think my mistake was, so that hopefully you can learn from these as well as, you know, have a good laugh at me. And, you know, I think in this one, well, I'm in the Ziska. No, I think I just go too far forwards in this one. It's, you see, the thing is with this tank, and it's a good gun on basically a hull that seems to be there just to transport this gun around the battlefield. And you know, it is a proper sort of glass cannon. The armour is sort of thick enough to slow you down, but not thick enough to be effective against, you know, the really lower tier stuff. And even then, you've got to be careful, and it is a lucky bounce if you get it. And so yeah, it is a proper sort of glass cannon, and it does work well as a support tank, but you've got to stay out of the way. You've got to try not to be spotted. It's got the manoeuvrability to get about the battlefield, but it's a very high skill tank as well. And at the moment, which is a bit of a disappointment actually, this is the only premium available for training your Czechoslovakian crews, which I must say I do find a little disappointing, because this is such a high skill tank. It's just not one of those tanks that anybody can pick up and play, and I think we really need a tier 5 in that Czech line for crew training, you know, for just your average Joe player. But yep, I've come too far forwards. The T-29 saw me, and well, yeah, idiot that I am, completely forgot about the ridge with the enemies on. So I don't know what happened there, other than just an attack of shit for brains. And that brings us nicely on to this attack of shit for brains as well. You see that linking? Yeah, I'm getting professional now. Anyway, this one's part way through. You know, not much happened in the first couple of minutes, and just to keep it down a little bit, I've put it part way through. But it's a tier 9 match. I'm in the Mutant 6. It's Serene Coast, and I'm out on the peninsula. It's not been too bad so far. I have taken a hit. I think it was from the E50 or an E75, I can't remember. E75 I think it was, yeah, that one over there. And I did take it. I'd put myself in a, well, it appeared as though it might be an alright position, but yeah, it wasn't, and he basically managed to pen my lower plate straight through that lower glacis. So I manoeuvred around, and it goes alright. There's a fair old push coming back the other way from the enemy team. There's a Jag Tiger, but I should be able to get through his lower glacis, and I can. The E75, I just can't get through his lower glacis. The angle that he's at, it's just not happening. But somebody takes him out anyway. Or did I try for the low glacis of the E75? Again, I might be getting confused with another match even. Anyway, we got rid of the Jag Tiger, and the IS-3 is backing off, and the T-54E1. And like I say, it's going alright here. We've got the number advantage now on these guys. The IS-3 is taking a hit, and this is where my sudden rush of shit to the brains happens. I get, yeah, ram happy, go for the ram, just clip him, and completely screw myself Yeah. I ain't got anything else to say about that. That was just, yeah, almost shameful. Anyway, I think this might be the last of the fails. And then we have what is supposed to be the decent match. So I'm in the BT7A. This was when I was while trying to get footage for the review, and like I said on the review, my good lady wife stepped in and had a bit of fun in this. So I'm on Overlord. I think it's a tier 4 match, possibly. Could be tier 3, but that doesn't matter anyway, really. And it's an encounter. So I'm not going to stay down on the beach. I'm going to head up here, and I was going to try and use it sort of properly, stay back, almost use it like you would if you were in a KV2 in a tier 8 match, as a sort of line of sight artillery, and stay back because of the armour, and that's how I was going to do it. And then I think a light tank on the enemy team gets into the cap, and it piques my interest, and I think I'm going to go after him. There we go. Now, there's an enemy BT7. Well, BT7A. I'm not sure if that's the one that's in cap. I don't think it is. No, it isn't. It's the one lower down. And I sort of had a bit of a look, and I thought, you know, do you know what? I'm going to go after that guy, and I'm going to see if I can disrupt the cap. And I think my plan was to jump out and try and land on him and just have a bit of fun, but it just goes horribly wrong. Yep, we all do those really silly things. But there you go, that was the last of the fails. So, yeah, my mistake there, jumping through a bush. But here we are for the one that's hopefully a little bit better class of gameplay. I'm in the Tiger 131, tier 7 match on top tier, so it's a lovely feeling to be in the Tiger 131 top tier, as many of you will know who've got this. And standard battle, Arctic region. Now there's a couple of our team play on the enemy team. We've got 3, so we have a bit of an advantage there maybe. And with their RT being in play, I would definitely not normally go down to the corner of fail, but unfortunately not many other people have, and I'm taking the chance because I'm top tier. And the RT, well, one of them's tier 7, so he could be a bit of a problem. The other one's tier 5, sorry. And I think that's what I was checking there, basically making sure. So, you know, one of them I've got to be careful of. The other one can be an annoyance, and if he gets lucky, could take a bit of a chunk of health off. But it's that tier 7 one. So, like I say, I mean, if I wasn't top tier in this match and there was RT in play, I don't think I'd want to be down here. But I'll take that chance. But I think I'm going to stay just this side around the corner. I've been spotted, and I'm assuming it's the T-37. So let's try and take him out. And if he's the one spotting us, then that'll blind RT. He's nearly done. Can I get the last hit and finish him off? Oh, I can. Lovely. I just love the rate of fire on this. With its, yeah, 169 pen I think it is on the short 88. But I do like this tank. It's sort of quick becoming my new sort of go-to moneymaker. It used to be the Mutant 6, and I must admit I've been in this a lot more recently than the Mutant 6. Now, I don't know if it was that Jagdpanther that was spotting me before. It does seem as though he was a bit too far away. But I think I had a couple of shots come in from what I'm assuming must have been him. I've got an IS that's made it to that rock. Now, I was just trying to not so much side scrape, but yeah, I suppose it kind of is. You know, the rise is quite a few meters in front of me, but I was just using the terrain as much as possible to try and hide the front of my tank from where he was, and just give him a bit of my angled side, and it worked, so I'm quite happy with that. There's that Jagdpanther. He's going to be a problem. The IS... Oh, that was badly aimed by me. The IS looks as though he's not going to be a problem for much longer. But this Jagdpanther can be a problem. They've got a bit of a nasty gun on them. I managed to pen him. And I'm just going to try and wobble a little bit to try and sort of throw his aim off. And got him. Now, another tank destroyer, T-25/2. Shouldn't have too much problem getting through the front of his hull. And in fact, yeah, he didn't last much longer after being spotted. Now I've got the Nashorn. They've got the Long 88, but I don't think he's looking in my direction. Nope, and he's bugging out, and I do not blame him at all. I think I would have done the same thing. And oh, just missed the Hellcat, but he's very nicely moved out for me. And he's done. He took a hit from one of my allies, and I managed to get the last one on him. And at the minute we are kind of... Our team's picked up a bit of momentum. And we're starting to steamroll the enemy team. It's 9-2 at the minute. Oh, Artie's going for us. That was a fairly well aimed shot. It was right in my path. Just slightly off. 10-2, yeah. We've picked up a bit of speed. There's the last remaining light tank. Oh, and I missed him again. That was, again, poorly aimed by me. And that one, I was a bit hasty. Nope. If I'd have just waited and aimed, or sort of aimed better in the first place, I probably would have got that kill. And I just took a hit. I'm pretty sure that was the M12 that hit me. Can I get the last hit? I can. Give him a bit of damage back, and we've just got the tier 5 to take care of. Can I get this one? Oh, just missed, and somebody else takes him out. But not a bad little match. 13 pens and 12 assisted. Should come out as a nice little number. In fact, yes, it did. 9,198 for the daily double, but that was with the op running. Yeah, the war party op, where you got time. Well, I got times 3. I think I did the second one. That was lovely. I just wish I'd have managed to finish off the last part of it and get the bigger bonus. But yeah, I really enjoyed that op. Well done to Wargaming for that one. It's boosted up a lot of my tanks, and I've now got the Tiger 2 unlocked. So, but there you go. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you may have learnt something from it, and at least, if not, had a bit of a laugh at it. And I'll be back tomorrow with another video for you. So until then, enjoy the rest of your Valentine's Day, and take care out there, and I will catch you next time. See you later.